Hi everyone, welcome back to Infinite Math Help Squared. And in this video, this is a part 2 to measuring interior angles. In the first video, we measured this one. You can call it angle ACB or BCA, but we found it to be 57. And this is a follow-up video to if you had measured the other two angles, like I suggested, to confirm your accuracy, then this one is going to help you decide, okay, how close or far away was I? Was I accurate? And was I within that acceptable error margin? Okay, so the first thing I did was I folded my paper back so I could extend this line more and be more accurate. And I also updated the protractor a little bit based on student feedback. So shout out to Carter, who helped me figure out what was the best way to follow up here. All right, so I'm lining up my hole with my vertex, and I'm making sure that the line is flush with segment AC. So what I added here was the line. It used to be a dashed line, and this one was wiped off. So what I decided to do, and shout out to Amy for helping me get this taken care of, and our art teacher who's kind enough to help me with some supplies, I went ahead and I brought this line over here to the 0 mark, and I added the 0 and the 180 so that it was a lot clearer why we were doing what we were doing. Why are we making sure that this is flush up against the segment, lining up? Why are we choosing maybe the outer arc here of measurement instead of the inner one? So you have your 0 here, and right here, there is an arc right here. And this is what I'm measuring. I'm measuring the opening of this angle. So you want the protractor to match that. You don't want to have it on the other side, because if it's over here, then you're measuring the interior angle. If I was to do this and match it up like this, yes, the hole matches up with the vertex, and yes, this is flush, but look where my arc is. So what I'm actually measuring is not the interior angle over here. You want to make sure that this arc matches with your protractor, the arc that you're measuring. So when I extended it, I was able to confirm that 57 was a pretty accurate measure by hand, because this is the 55 mark, and this arc points over here to the 0. So I'm using this one, and it's counting 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 56, 57. Okay, now let's test the other ones to see how you guys did. All right, lined up, and here we go. My segment is flush. Now, which one am I using? Here is my arc. My protractor arc here matches that. You can see that. Almost like a wave or like a Wi-Fi range indicator, right? Come over here, and where's my 0 this time? It's on the inner. So I'm looking at how far this is going up here. But what do I have to do first here? I have to extend that. So hopefully you guys did that when you were measuring. And hopefully this, I'm testing it out to make sure that it's not, okay, yeah, that's good. That'll work. I tested it along the segment to make sure that I wasn't too far off. Okay, so let's line that back up. Let's get that flush on our segment. Here's my 0. So we're counting from almost like the ground up, or you know how there's like trapdoors and they're flat on the ground and then you can open it up. Maybe we want to measure how wide the opening is. I don't know. But if this was the floor and then this is my trapdoor, then here it is. This is the latch where I'm opening it. So this is where I have to measure, and my 0, no degrees because the door is closed, and then it's opening, and then boom, how far did we go? 70, and I would go with 70, 71. It's right between 72 and 73. So if you want to get fancy, you can say 72.5. But I don't know if that's going to work out for us. So let's find out. I'm going to turn this upside down because it'll be easier for me to measure with. Let's see. sure you see that. So vertex and segment is lined up. Okay. And once again, where's my 0? Here's my arc. Here's my protractor. Come over here. Here's my 0. So I'm counting up 0, 10, doors opening. And once again, I didn't extend it. So just go ahead and extend it. You probably did that already. And you're probably just like, all right, tell me what my measurements are. Well, that's the nice thing about the YouTube videos, right? You can just like fast forward, skip. Okay. I thought the follow-up was going to be really important because there were some snags. And I thought maybe a follow-up video would get rid of some of those things. Like deciding, okay, which one am I supposed to be looking at? And then why am I lining it up? Okay, so here we go. Trapdoor is on the floor. It's opening up. So start with the 0, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's over here, counting up 60, 70. So let's see. I see 51. That's what I'm seeing, 51. So let's actually test that now. If I take 51 and I add it to 57, right? Because we want them to add up to 180. So far I have 108. And then this one I had said was between 72 and 73. Now it just so happens that if I add 72 here, I get exactly 180. So if I went with my 72.5, it's a 180.5. And if you remember in the last video, I said it's okay if it's between 0 to 5 degree margin of error. And a lot of what I was seeing was like 1 degree error, 2 degree error, or difference. I should say, not error. And that's acceptable. So there you go. Those two are done for you. And then there were some other tips about making sure that you don't forget to do certain things when you're measuring. All right, until next time, guys.